How we doing, YouTube? I thought I'd go ahead and run a Tokyo video. A lot of people like to see this track. It's pretty regularly questioned. I'm using the A220 race car. It's something that's found in Legendary. You know, from time to time. It's not there all the time, obviously, as part of like the Legendary lineup. I'll kind of run through the settings real quick so you can kind of get a glance. Feel free to pause or do what you need to do. You kind of see which parts are installed, which are not. There's nothing under body work. That the screen there is kind of blocking that. But just to kind of give you an idea of what you're looking at. And this is a race you run pretty patiently. So I do this as my daily commute. So if you think of it as a commute for your job, it's something you're used to regularly. The first two laps are pretty critical, and not critical, but you want to be relaxed on it a little bit. You don't push so hard. Critical is almost the exact opposite. It's almost insignificant. Like, don't get discouraged by the first two laps. I'm going to be using the shifter, but not the clutch. This is using the racing transmission. You can switch this to the fully adjustable manual transmission, and it won't. It actually lowers the performance points. So, but for the purposes of this video, I thought I'd just go with the clutchless setup. It's a little quicker shifting, and I'm not great with the clutch anyway. I have a tendency to downshift improperly, where I'm not rev matching, which causes the car to spin. It's basically like yanking the handbrake. As you can see on this first lap, I mean, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble. Second lap's not much better. I'm not really pushing to pass. I did shift the brake balance on this to all the way forward, which there's only a small amount of percentage you're actually dealing with anyway. So you're not putting all the braking to the front. It's just shifting it ever so slightly. But it's a little better with tire wear. This car has a tendency to burn through the rear tires. Okay, we don't need to go this slow, guys. Come on. I don't think this car has a horn. I'm short shifting not for fuel, just to stay out of the boost. I don't want this car to overpower the rear tires right now. I'm just kind of keeping it nice and easy. We are not at all in a pressure situation to win here. This is, if you do, I've done this race and lapped the entire pack one time. I mean, I don't do it often, but this car is more than capable of doing this nice and easy. Make our way down to second. I usually pop it into third and then back to second around the corner here. I'm giving it a little bit more throttle because the track is starting to dry. But still on the second lap, I am not at all getting aggressive. Like during this section, I stay in fourth pretty much the entire race. I don't really work my way into fifth. You're just kind of playing with the throttle. Throw it into third here. You can kind of float through this. That wasn't very pretty, but you can float through that in third. Bounce into fourth and third through this whole back section. I've seen people hit 155 lap on this track with this car. I have to work to get under 2 minutes. I've done it a couple times. Just so you know, my level of racing is, you know, I am not the best. I enjoy it every time I race, but like online mode, I don't play online all that much. I do the GTWS, I think it is, mainly. I don't really do the dailies, but like I just got into C. Okay, now we can pretty well peg the throttle as needed. You still lift a little bit on the other section, the back section. I guess we can call this the front, that the back. This is just flat out here. We'll hit over 200 miles an hour, especially as this track dries up more. But you can see we're already in third. Now I've hit first on the second lap on my best race. I often get into a fight with some of the other cars on the first lap and end up in 16th, and I'll hang out there for like 3 laps. Oh, shoot. That was this. Don't tell the mechanic what just happened. Here again, we're not, I mean, I can push real hard and get by him, but we don't need to. Stay nice and clean, nice and easy. A lot of people doing this daily get into rivalries with some of the drivers out here, the computer drivers. I'm not any different from that. I don't have a problem with the guys up front. The guy I don't like out here is running the white Porsche. I had a tendency to get spun by him. And then the guy with the blue newer Supra made by BMW, he's my buddy. He's had so many instances where I could have had issues and just been a good guy. And that's all. I'm sure that's all in my head. I don't think they're programmed to different temperaments, but that Porsche driver just, every time I'm in an issue, he's there. And then every time I'm being treated respectfully, the super guy is there. I've had him stop. Like I got sideways, wrecked the car, and he stopped and waited for me to get out cleanly. Like, that's a good dude. Yeah, now we're in first. I mean, we've been talking, giving it like half attention, no big deal. And it may take you a couple times to get really used to this track. And I've been hesitating on putting this out here because I don't... A lot of people ran this course with a Tomahawk, and it got really advertised as like a strong cheat. And they constantly are tweaking things to get rid of the cars that are able to get through this easily. So they've already adjusted this car back. Like the setup that you ran before, the 1.2 does not work anymore. But you actually add more downforce and add the racing crank, and it brings it right back around. So the car's even faster than it was before 1.2, even though there were adjustments that seemed to be intending on getting it out of this race. I'm hoping they mostly leave this car alone at this point. I mean, you still have to run the race. You still have to play the game a little bit and push on it a little bit. Like it's not so obnoxious like the Tomahawk was. I never actually got the Tomahawk to work. I got frustrated right away and never really messed with it. But this car, you still have to drive it. You still have to figure out the characteristics of the car. It still dances on you. It's a lightweight car. So you hit those puddles and it'll get squirrely. Like in this environment, this race with this car is marginally better than some of the other options. So you're not leaps and bounds ahead of some of the other grinding maps or grinding tracks. This is just, it's an enjoyable track. It brings me back to Tokyo Extreme, only with like way better graphics. And the drying track it's fun to work with. Now we're on lap 5. We are going to need to pit. These tires are going to let go on us. One of the things you may be tempted to do is pit at the halfway mark. I wait for lap 7. Because it is a drying track, it is a changing track. Every lap is a little bit different. Like we're not hitting that 2-minute mark, or we're 6 seconds off. You wouldn't even think that's in contention at this point. But as the track dries, the car gets faster and faster. And on the second half of the race, you're going to burn through the tires a lot quicker. We're running the soft racing compound, so it's going to start. Yeah, see, there's a 2:02. We picked up 4 seconds on that lap. Not doing anything crazy different. Just it's a drying track, and the car's getting lighter. We're down to half a tank of fuel, almost. Halfway through the race and halfway through our tank, we actually will need a little bit of fuel, just a splash. But with the fuel leaving the car, we got a lighter car, a drier track, so everything gets a little bit better for this car as you're running it. This car is running with, I did the livery for, it's supposed to kind of look like Darth Vader's helmet. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but just hearing the way this car breathes, you can't help but think of Darth Vader. It is available to download in their, in the collections. If you search for Darth, Star Wars, or Vader, it should show up. I'm pretty proud of it. I got like the Order 66 theme going on, and since we're racing Japan, I did like a reverse logos on this car. It's the driver's side, so that's something that you'll see in Japan where they want symmetry, so they'll have backwards logos on one side of the car or the other. So I just thought it looked nicer that way with the word coming off on the doors at least. That's why it is reversed. I wanted it going in the same direction. I'm even a little slower with using the shifter other than the paddles. It's just taking that extra second to take your hand off the wheel, but to me it's worth it for the immersion, and I enjoy it. And with this being one of the more challenging tracks, just knowing that I'm willing to sacrifice speed for the fun factor kind of points out that this is not an obnoxious hill to climb. Hold on, little girl. That little scrape there caused damage. That's part of the update. I'm okay with that. I actually work in the auto insurance field, so it doesn't take a whole lot to hurt these cars. See the wheels a little bit. Oh, you probably can't. There it goes. It's straightened out. It wasn't very sideways on the wheel from that minimal damage. I think that would have been a sub 2 minute lap. Oh God. Okay, I wasn't paying attention, and now we're on lap 8. This isn't good. We're gonna lose the tires this lap. But mistakes are okay. We'll be fine. You can see on the tires, I mean, it's we're gonna go real easy on this lap to try to keep the car on the track. But you can see the tires in the rear get demolished versus the front. Go a little lighter on these corners. I do not care about this lap other than getting to the other end. You can be very distracting, YouTube. Let's just keep it in fourth. Oh God. Nah, we can't do that. Nice and easy. Very delicate, very delicate. We'll short shift it. See, even with that being a super slow lap, I mean, we're looking at 2:04, so not bad. I think that little indicator over the that little white diamond, I think that's kind of where you want the fuel to be. So there we go. A little splash, a little splash. I wouldn't try to pinpoint that diamond, because the risk is high if you run out of gas for the minimal extra time. This car has a key. I didn't notice that before. This lap we're also nice and easy, because it's, we just got new tires put on it. A little scrape there took the front end out a little bit. Let the tires warm up. Okay, let's see if we can get below 2 minutes now. We're going to run into lap traffic, so that could cause us an issue, but I mean, we're 57 seconds ahead. We're almost a minute ahead of the second place guy here, so we're not stressed. And you can see the first lap is 2:36, and then we're just dropping time as we go. You don't need to worry about finding a car that won't pit. He slowed us up a little bit. Ooh, we got a little bit sideways there. Not bad, but a little. She was threatening. He's slowing us up. So like, don't be discouraged also if you're clipping the wall and getting some penalties. I mean, we're doing pretty well here, but we're 60 seconds up. I mean, we could have a ridiculous amount of penalties. I mean, I'm not going to say you could have 60 seconds worth of penalties, because if you're hitting the walls, you're probably having a rough time, and your lap times are going to be down a little bit and that sort of thing. But you could have 20 seconds, and it's not going to disqualify you from winning the race. I do this race almost every day. Even if I'm talking to somebody on the phone at this point, I usually like a little bit of a distraction anyway, so I'll get on this and just kind of grind out some laps and have something to play with while I'm on the phone. It's not as distracting as like a first-person shooter. We've all been on the phone and been driving before. So you can have a nice conversation and still make some money. I don't think we're going to hit a sub 2 minute with the traffic we're running into. Coming up on my buddy with the Supra. Give him a little nudge, but I didn't want to mess him up. All right, this is it. Over a minute and a half ahead of second place. We can make plenty of mistakes. We are at no risk of losing this race right now. Here's my rival. Oh boy. Got a little quick on the throttle there. You can see we're out of gas. I was okay with that nudge there at the end on the wall. I was feeling the car. It was kind of, I was on the edge of the tire, so I was like, if I bump that wall, no big deal. But there we go. Tokyo 600. Not terrible. And you can see my Vader theme. I'm pretty happy with the way that car turned out. But anyway, I hope this helps you guys. Oh my god, oh my god. We didn't quite make it. Man, that nudge on the wall was probably enough. Almost broke the 2-minute mark. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed if you made it to the end. And I appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. I hope this helps out more than even that. It's a fun game. And you need that money to buy those legendary cars. This one is a must-have at this point. It's 300-something thousand once it hits legendary motors, and it's my daily driver in the game. So, anyway, thank you so much, and have a great day.